Sir?
What's going on, man?
God. Nice early day.
Yeah. I figure. Even though I'm not driving all over the goddamn city.
Oh, yeah? It's always fun.
Yeah, I was down here like twice today.
Well, anyway, welcome to a new episode of The Commute.
Yeah, I'll be your driver.
I will be your passenger. And I have just the thing to help you when you are driving all around the city.
Oh, yeah?
As long as you can afford a more expensive car.
So that's a no.
There's always a catch. There is always a catch. Let me put my notes out here.
Get all organized.
Which is on the one I don't. The Audi company is coming out with a car that will help you get all green lights.
Yeah? How do they propose this?
Well, there are what they call smart city traffic light assistance in the cars. It's built in to the dash, and they use local data sources by hooking up to Wi-Fi. And supposedly this is something that like really anyone can get the information. It's just doing something with it.
Right.
So they put it into the dash. So these are public access systems, and what they do is they're hooked up to the lights, and they know when the lights are red, when the lights are green.
Okay.
And it will tell you, it knows the next light you're coming up on, and it will tell you how fast or slow to drive, so that you never have to get a red light. So, it might even tell you, like, the speed limit might be 35.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, if you want to make the green light, you got to do 42. It doesn't care about the law, about, you getting a ticket or not. It just says, and their whole idea is, whoa, lady, just, how you doing?
Yeah.
It's to save on gas. It's to save,
right. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Save Mother Earth. Save, you brake a lot less. Save wear and tear on the car. And they feel collectively they can save, X amount of fuel.
I guess as long as the interface is, like, easy. Like, you want something that's, like, real simple that you can look at and it's got, like, maybe 2 numbers or 2 instruments or something.
Well, that's the problem with it. It's something else for you to look at while you're driving.
Yeah. But I guess, if you're in the city, you can flip it real quick and then...
Yeah.
Or maybe it only comes on when you get into that environment, Well,
that's the thing. It's like, in the city, it's so crammed. Like, not so much this city.
Yeah,
but if you're in Philadelphia or New York or Baltimore, is the traffic going to play into it? Does it also... Because there's things that read traffic as well.
Right.
So it has to know how much traffic is ahead.
Yeah.
How well will it work? Or if you're going slower, if the speed limit's 35 and you're doing 30, so you don't have to brake, the guy behind you is going to fly around you, cut you off.
Right.
It just depends on that. And, okay, so it connects like to this Wi-Fi thing or whatever. Does it work out in the country? When you're coming up on the few lights that are...
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking it won't. I mean, I can't imagine if lights are few and far between it being... Because there'd be no data on it, Or
are they hooked up to... how far are they hooked up to? Is the power source from that coming from a big city where it's hooked up to one main grid of lights? And as long as you have, some kind of internet connection.
I don't know. I'm just guessing, but I'm sure it's probably like any of these like peer-to-peer things. Like it'd be hooked up with something else that keeps track of what and when and where the lights are.
So then I started wondering, well, if it is something that's public, I can't imagine someone hasn't done anything with it yet. So I'm checking out apps, and supposedly there's apps that where, you hit the button and it changes the... So I downloaded a couple.
Oh, that's cool.
I figure we'll test them out tomorrow on the way in. And
yeah, exactly.
Give us something to report on for the way back. I don't think they could really work. I don't see them...
No.
I don't see them creating that and the cops not shutting them down right away.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, sorry, buddy. You aren't changing the red lights.
Well, there's I guess there's a device or something you can get too that will change lights. And there was a guy, it was like out in California or something. And this guy was like, I don't know, they couldn't figure it out or whatever was going on, but they had it on like traffic cam where every time this guy's like truck came up to the light, it would almost like flip right away, like an emergency vehicle was going through it.
Nice.
And I don't know how they narrowed it down to this one dude, but I guess after a long enough time, they had enough footage of
him,
the cars,
getting the lucky
and him.
break.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So yeah, they caught him doing that.
Yeah, it's highly illegal.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I'd love to have one.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I mean,
how much time is that going to cut back on your commute? 1 hour commute. So yeah, so as long as you can afford an Audi, we'll be able to.
No thanks.
Put this thing to the test.
But here's to you, Audi.
Yeah.
If you're willing to allow us to test this thing.
Exactly.
We'll give it a shot.
We will rate it for you.
I will put it through its paces. That's for sure.
We'll do it in all different areas, right? We'll do it.
Yeah.
Rural areas.
On the way
high
to
traffic areas.
breweries and
Yeah, all kinds of bars. We'll test your car.
I'm willing to drive it to any bar you can think of.
You name the bar and we will drive there.
That's right. And it'll be all about you. That's cool, though.
And funny you should bring up alcohol. I just happen to have a couple alcohol-related stories. I have 2 stories. One of which, well, they both saved a life. There's 2 stories where liquor or alcohol saved lives. One it meant to, it was on purpose, and one it was on accident.
Okay.
I guess I'll give you the one that was on purpose first. Charlie the dog. He, little Maltese dog, and I think they were both in Australia, actually.
Okay.
But Charlie the dog goes ahead and drinks some antifreeze or some brake fluid. Because the dogs,
I love that shit.
Yeah, it tastes like candy. And it's like syrup. Like, yeah, baby. It's a little tiny dog too, so you know,
it wouldn't take much.
It was like Bella, you know, it was like my little 7-pound dog. So it drinks all this stuff and they take it to the vet. There's no cure for that, you know, except liquor.
Okay.
And the liquor that hits you the fastest is vodka. So the vet says,
they pumped him
we're
full
giving
of vodka?
Charlie the dog a tube down his throat, and for 2 whole days, they're shoving vodka down the dog's throat.
Holy shit.
So, because they said vodka alters the chemical reaction.
Oh, okay.
To, you know, like to flush out the kidneys.
Yeah, so it's the base
to counter,
whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And Charlie lived.
Huh.
It worked. They said
Nothing but vodka. Nothing but vodka for you.
But the owner said that Charlie was just drunk off his ass. It was a 2-day party at the vet. They said he was like walking like crooked. He was just
man,
you know, acting all goofy. He kept throwing up.
Oh yeah.
Which I guess you want.
That's what you want.
Something like that.
Huh.
They didn't mention. I was wondering if he was slurring his barks.
Yeah.
That would have been.
Yeah.
Maybe try to get with the veterinarian.
You know, if that's the least of his side effects, he got off light.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
I mean, he could have lived, but he could be down a kidney, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Or he could have some brain damage or
something.
What have you, but that's my new hero. Prove my theory that liquor can cure everything. You know, I always tell people.
It's a little touch.
Got a cold?
So dabble to you.
You know? I'm not saying a little. The more the better, I say.
Right.
Because if it doesn't fix you, at least you'll be asleep.
Stuff. Right.
You know, you have to let the liquor do its job.
Too.
Right, exactly. It's healthy. So then, the other thing, they got one of the light changers.
That's why this is 2 durations.
We're stuck here. Yeah. Try the app. I'll show you, ambulance. I hope your person isn't in too much trouble.
Let's put some liquor on.
But so then the other story is in Australia. 54-year-old man. He gets bit by an eastern brown snake.
Okay.
Supposedly.
That sounds bad already.
Horribly deadly.
Yeah.
You know, pretty much you get bit by one, you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
So he, calls 911 or whatever they have in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's 119. But they, so they said, well, look, we're sending an ambulance to you. Best of luck. They're like, just chill out, but pretty much doesn't sound good for you. So this guy figures, well, you know what? If I'm going out, I'm having me a beer.
Uh-huh.
And he gets a beer and he's sitting on his couch. He's waiting for the ambulance to come by. He's just drinking his beer. Well, the beer, they said, helped calm him down, like slow his heart rate down enough to where he wasn't panicking.
Okay.
And it slowed, the venom going through him. And it gave them enough time to get him to the hospital and live. But that's not what they said. Like, it wasn't like they told him to do that.
Yeah, he just did it.
He was just like, hey, I'm going out.
Yeah. Time to relax.
Me a Foster's. Yeah. And
Will Can lives.
Sadly enough, though, he had a bad reaction to the anti-venom that they gave him. I mean, he lived, it worked, but like the anti-venom fucked him up.
Oh, Jesus.
So he should have just kept drinking the liquor. I think he would have been fine.
Yeah, it would have been all right.
He'd have been totally cool.
Well, he was probably better with just a little, though, because too much would have thinned his blood out, and then.
Oh yeah, see, don't overdo it.
Yeah, you gotta treat this, the symptoms.
You have to have a list. That's what we can do. We can make a book.
Yeah.
Of how much liquor and what type of liquor.
What kind of disorder.
Yeah, exactly. We'll make one for humans, one for pets.
Right.
One for ugly girlfriends.
I don't know how much cures that, but
that doesn't cure it. Puts a Band-Aid on it.
It's more of a bandage than a cure-all. Just like the beer and the ground snake.
Yeah,
it was more of a bandage.
Yeah, and it didn't cure him, but it got him through the day.
Wow. Big shopping trip at a shop right there. Lots of frozen grapes.
With some grapes. Some frozen grapes in a bag. So, today's the big day for Xbox.
Yeah, I was seeing that, man. Finally, like a game that looks halfway decent comes out for the one.
For the next gen. It's a new game. It's not part 4, part 5.
Right.
Anything.
Yeah, Titanfall.
Titanfall comes out today. Now, that shocked me. They're kind of counting on this game to not save them, but make them as competitive as PS4.
Oh, really? PS4 is like doing that much better than?
To this date, PS4 has sold 6 million units.
Okay.
Xbox has sold 3 million units. Part of that is because in Japan, nobody buys an Xbox. It will be tough to find an Xbox in anybody's house in Japan.
Oh, were their release dates like the same or something? Like
the
around
systems?
the world? Yeah.
A week apart from each other.
That's
close enough.
Yeah, better than it usually is.
Yeah.
Usually any country outside of America is like they get screwed on release dates.
But the PS4, being built in Japan, they're loyal to it.
Yeah.
So they stick with that. So that kind of helps them.
Yeah, that's a big edge
there. But they're saying that this Titanfall they feel is going to help them sell 1 million new units.
Well, their package, like one of the packages, comes with it in there now.
Yeah. So
but it's still. I mean, come on, you got to be reasonable with these systems. If you know you're taking a hit on the system, building it.
Well, and that's the other thing that helped them. PlayStation was $100 cheaper.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's do the math here. Well, gee, why did that one sell more? It's $100 cheaper. People don't have
$5.99.
$4.99 for a system they pretty much already have. It's just a little bit better.
And that basically fucks you over with the old system you already own. Yep. All these games that you were playing last week, you can't play on the new system.
Cannot play.
So people are not gonna. They're not gonna trade in their system, which I think was a big seller of the previous things because people were willing to trade in their system because they could still play the majority of the games they were playing.
Yeah.
why would I, you're just throwing that money away because the system's not going to increase in value. It's just going to go down.
Yeah.
So...
And I guarantee they don't give you much for them. I don't know what the value is at GameStop.
I'm sure it's like 5 cents at GameStop, like everything else.
But like, even if I wanted to play Titanfall so bad, where I was like, hey, you know what? Like I want to get the system because I really want to play this Titanfall. I'm still going to wait a while because right now I have 4 Xbox games sitting on my shelf that are still in the wrapper that I bought, because I don't get to play as often as I'd like. So I'm at least going to finish those games out.
I don't know. To me, I mean, I would almost just... I would just buy a new PC, really, and just buy it on PC and play it on there.
Yeah, well, because you can. I mean, not every game is going to...
Yeah, but... You know what? I didn't look at that, though. I don't know if their multiplayer is cross-platform, because that's the other thing with Titanfall. It's strictly multiplayer.
Right.
Like, even the campaign is multiplayer.
Wow.
So when you go to play the campaign, it's like a series of... You have to be online. You have to be online, and you have to play it multiplayer. Now,
how does that work? Like, what if...
Well, there's 2 sides to the campaign. So some people can play, one side, other people play the other side. And I think what it said was there were like 12-player matches. So whether that's 12-on-12 or 6-on-6, I don't look far enough because I don't really give a crap at this point because I can't play it anyway. But yeah, you go in and it's, they round out like the sides with like bots and stuff to play as like the grunts. Like they're not nearly as good as the players,
right,
but they still count as like kills for your side, and then you've got like objectives as like the mission progresses. So that seemed really cool to me.
That's cool.
But again, it'd be even better if it's like cross-platform.
I doubt it is.
No, but I mean, there's been like a few like standout games that were for like the original Xbox. I know for one, like there was like a Shadowrun game, and that was almost all multiplayer, but that was, you could play with like players on Windows and like Xbox players at the same time, because it was all
Microsoft.
Once you hook into like the live network or whatever, it's all the same. I could see like Sony being like proprietary and like it not linking up with that, but at least let Windows and Xbox like players hook up and play together. Like that'd be awesome. That's like the biggest downfall with any of these games. I mean, it's like they make like their, whatever you want to call it, like their front end for the system so proprietary that you can't do things.
But I mean, in a sense, it helps. It does help them sell units because
exactly.
I was strictly PlayStation for years, and Kendra wanted an Xbox, and I said no. It's just silly. We have a system. Big deal. You can't play a game.
Yeah.
There was a game she wanted to play, Left 4 Dead, and because that was only Xbox.
Oh, okay.
And then some other game came out. I guess enough games came out where they were just for Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Then they came out with a Kinect, which was pretty cool.
Okay.
So we said, okay.
So that kind of tipped the balance for it.
Yeah,
I mean, back when, like, for any of these systems that came out, I didn't care what system it was, but if it had a game that was like, oh crap, I gotta play that, that's what I'd get that, and I'd stick with that system, But there's nothing in this latest generation of systems.
No, even this Titanfall, I don't feel I have to play that. I've talked to a couple people that do, or it's even peer pressure. It's a guy I know. He says, him and his buddies play Call of Duty Ghost all the time, and they already have the Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
And it's a group of people, like every Friday nights when they play online together.
Yeah, so he had no choice.
Well, they already had Titanfall ordered up, so he said, I guess I'm gonna have to get it by the time Titanfall comes out, or he can't play with his friends anymore.
Right.
It's play with me.
That'd be awesome if you had a regular group like that, but
yeah, it might make it worth it then if you really got your money just worth out of it.
That, and you would out of that, I think. I mean, if I had something regular going like that, I might actually think about investing in that, or like I said, if it was cross-platform, I'd pick it up on PC, upgrade my
it's a matter of
a little bit.
Yeah, you'd want it, but can you afford it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, not at all.
$600. plus a new controller. Yeah, $600 alone.
Yeah.
Now the game, now the controller, now.
Well, I was seeing stuff too. They were starting to package like the controllers in with the thing.
They're putting an extra controller, like the GameStop is anyway.
Yeah, we were talking about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get an extra controller. I was like, any 5 used games under $10. Well,
Yeah.
why the fuck would I want? I'm buying a brand new system.
Right.
There's probably no used games out yet anyway.
Come on. Yeah.
And oh great, I can get it for the old system.
Yeah, I don't know what you're gonna get
I don't
used
know.
at this point.
For $10 or less.
Very early in that thing's life cycle.
Okay, so maybe you keep your Xbox 360 and you're gonna get 10 games for that. But what games are you gonna get for under $10?
Right.
You know, hey, Pac-Man on on Xbox. Fucking.
Unless they gave you like free games that you could download, because you can download like the old
that'd
games.
be cool.
On
but
the
it said previously owned games.
Right.
You know, it wasn't like download some cool games. But that would be a good idea.
That'd be cool. Like
I might be
or.
more inclined to do that.
Yeah.
You know what? I can download my 10 favorite games.
And it comes with like a card with like Xbox points
Yeah.
on it, so you can just download the games you want.
And then you're done.
Right.
You know, I'll even trade in my old system. I'll only give you $20 for whatever.
Yeah, there you go. Fine.
Have at it. So, but then PlayStation says, well, you can come out with Titanfall all you want, because in 10 days from now, we're coming out with Infamous Second Son, the second Infamous. Which to me, Titanfall is a much bigger pull because it's a new game. It's not a sequel to one of your other games you've already played, but their thing is like, oh, check out the graphics on this game now. Like, you're gonna really want it.
See, we talked about that before, though. The graphics, to me, that's not selling me anymore.
Right.
I mean, they all look really friggin' good.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, it's improved, like, the shaders or whatever's improved over, like,
and
the
it's a little
last
smoother.
generation. It looks cool,
but not that big of a difference.
But again, I mean, it's not $500 cool.
No.
It's not that cool.
Give me content.
I'll spend $500 on a video card and get something that's going to last me for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
If I'm going to spend $500 on something. Because that's my default thing anyway. I always go back to playing PC.
Yeah.
There'll be a game that comes out, every few years or something that's piques my interest. The last real thing that I looked at on Xbox was probably Skyrim. I think, and even that I could have done on my PC.
So I can never get into PC gaming so much because I tried. I had a couple, big games and I played them. I like sitting on my couch. I like sitting on the couch. I like sitting on my bed.
Even that, dude, it's not not even a thing anymore.
But it's not, and that's the thing. It's not. At the time, it was. You had the big chunky desktop.
Yeah.
And I had to sit in the computer chair, which was cozy. I had a cozy computer chair.
Mm-hmm.
But I could always go to my room and lounge on my bean bags, with my.
Yeah, dude, you get like a.
But now you can,
You get like a, something that connects even your laptop up to your PC, and you play any game on there. Or I'm waiting to hear more about like the Steam boxes.
Yeah, they were pushing them, and then
there's a ton of articles on those things for a while, and then nothing.
Which I feel
the ones they showed were real expensive anyway, but
the games.
No, the systems were like
the boxes.
Yeah, they wanted like more than $1,000 for some of them.
What?
Yeah, and I was like,
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which
trust me, if Xbox isn't selling at $600.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these are PCs.
Yeah.
You could use them as a desktop PC.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something you hooked up to your.
No, I mean
PC.
you could hook it. No, it was. It's its own separate PC.
Okay.
But it was dedicated in such a way where it could play like any game on Steam. It was like optimized for that. But you could plunk that in your living room. Get like the USB fob for like the Xbox controller, and you can go to town. Like just download any of the Xbox games.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, you'd be playing with the same remote. And that's kind of what we do now. Is like we'll download any of those like retro games now. Like we've been playing the hell out of Rogue Legacy. Like we've been playing that the past week or so. It was on sale on Steam for like $5. And we've got that USB fob, and that we just play with it, sit there, and play it like any other system.
You hook it up to your TV?
Yeah, I could. I mean, I could take either one of those systems and just
But you don't?
plug them right into my thing. No, I just don't. I mean, because we use them for other things.
Yeah.
You know, sitting down, things for this, transferring video files, or Nancy uses hers for school, so we're not gonna take hers off of that. But yeah, I mean, if I had a better, the only thing that's stopping me right now is the Windows that we have. We've got we still have Windows Vista 32-bit, which is just garbage. But that's what was, came with our things at the time, so that's what we went with. But now, like if I had like Windows Pro, or if I upgraded to Windows Pro, I could set up our whole house through like the Wi-Fi network and have all our devices hooked into that and just have anything come up on my TV.
That's what you need.
So it's laziness and lack of money. But if I were to get a new computer, which I probably will sometime soon, I'll probably get a new desktop for, we move stuff up to the media room.
Yeah.
One for my daughter, one for Nancy, and then I'll get the new one for me and hook everything up through the, I'll get the decent Windows for that. Hook everything up through it, and be all set. Then I can just pump anything right to our TVs, and we could do that.
That's a good plan, because then a few years later, when you want a new one, and your youngest will be older,
right?
You just slide them all over.
Slide it down.
Hey, guess what, guys? You've all been upgraded.
You've been upgraded from nothing to something. Don't complain. Every time, where it's like, I thought I could get a laptop. I was like, you're not getting a laptop. You're getting one of these computers, and we're gonna get a new one for everybody. I mean, me to use. It's better than nothing. You'd have your own.
Yeah, exactly.
Plays all the things you're gonna want to play, and we'll all be able to play together, which is what she really wants. Oh.
That's my Larry alarm.
An incoming call. No, that's me.
Yeah.
Because we're ahead of schedule.
Yep. That's my, hey, wake up. Larry's about to pick you up.
He's rounding the corner. After people have been wandering out in the streets in front of him for 3/4 of a mile.
I'm in the lobby at work, half falling off the couch. Huh? What's that noise? You walk by like, dude, your phone's ringing. Oh. That's me. It's my Larry alarm. But the other thing with that is that Oculus Rift
Yeah.
that we were talking about.
The headset thing.
I can't find any video
of what it looks like?
of what it looked like on the inside, like what you'd be seeing.
Oh, okay.
They're not showing anything.
Yeah, look up that thing for the Zelda thing. It was awesome.
And it's, but the problem with that is that's $300.
Yeah, oh yeah. And it was even that, like, on the Kickstarter when that went through that.
And it's $300, but it's not, hey,
or something.
I can buy it for $300 and use it.
Yeah.
It's not even done yet.
Mm-hmm.
They only tell you to buy it if you're a developer.
Right.
And you want to help them figure this thing out. So, it's a cool idea. I just wonder if it's really going to come to. Like,
it'll amount to something. They'll probably sell it to somebody, and they'll sell it to Sony or Nintendo. Who knows? Something like that, and then.
It kind of saddened me when I saw that. I was like, "What? You can buy it?" I was like, "How much is it?" I put it in a cart to see how much it was going to be. $300. I'm like, a little pricey, but if it's worth a damn. And then underneath it says, please do not purchase for entertainment value.
Right.
Only if you're a developer.
You're not going to get anything out of it.
Like, why would I want to do that? That's like going to a burger shop and it's like, look, only buy the meat and buns and stuff. You know how to come back here and cook it. You want to cook your own food? That's cool, but
come back and we'll figure it out together. How to put it together.
Pieces. And if you break it, well, too bad.
Well,
you said you were a developer.
Yeah,
you gotta buy a new one.
You're almost not even getting the meat with that. You're just getting the wrapper. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. You come up with the bun and everything else on your own.
You come up with, your own recipe.
And you fill that wrapper and you'll be all set.
And if you want, you could sell it again.
But that's kind of like the hit or miss thing with doing like Kickstarter projects. You really gotta look at them. I mean, if it's not gonna be a finished product on the end,
why would you want to fund it even?
Yeah.
What am I getting out of it?
Well, I mean, it's, being part of the ground floor of that thing, almost like.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's
saying
something
you were there.
Say, yeah, like, oh, I helped out. But.
Yeah, and that's what the $1 pledges are for. Pledge $1 to it, and that way back the project a little bit.
I'll help out that way. But don't ask for 300 of my dollars.
Yeah.
I'm not pledging you 300 times.
Yeah, it's a little much. I mean, you kind of expect something on your.
Yeah, something.
Your return for putting that much into something. At least a dinner with Shaq or something.
Dinner with Shaq. I would do it for $300.
He should at least follow me on Twitter for $300.
Comment on my stuff now and then. Joe, you're so cool.
Thanks, Shaq. You're the best.
Awesome. Show my friends. Shaq tweeted me. What's this? I gotta go.
No, go ahead.
Colorado came and announced their first month's profit from marijuana sales. Because it's legalized there now.
Oh, okay, from taxes or whatever?
Right, because it's like a 15% tax, followed by like a 9% other kind of fee. Like they really, fee the hell out of it. And
that's they tax like the shops themselves, or this is on individual purchases?
Good question. I guess it's one and the same. The tax the shops, but the shops is charging the person.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's kind of what I mean. Like, are they just charging the shops for like selling it? So is that reflected in the price, or is it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's individual based. Like when you purchase it, just like anything else, the tax rings up. Yeah. Marijuana tax. Well, they made in the first month $2 million, and they said they only expect it to grow. I mean, that was the first month getting it off the ground. Yeah. And they said they're going to pump it all back into the schools and into anti-marijuana campaigns. Like, look, don't do drugs.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you could get millions upon millions to pump back into your schools.
Honestly, what they should do for it is, put it into other drug treatment programs.
Yeah.
Rather than.
Yeah, for like harder drugs.
I mean, education's fine and good, but, you got to treat like stuff that people are friggin' dying from. I mean.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're talking stuff like that.
Yeah,
split it up. As long as you're splitting it up.
Yeah.
Amongst multiple good things.
Either way, it's good. It doesn't matter.
Right, right.
But taking it from what people are going to be spending anyway.
But it's $2 million they didn't have.
Yeah, exactly.
Last month.
That's only going to be more enticing to every other state, pretty much. I mean, it's only a matter of time.
I mean, if you are just talking schools, Delaware could use the money. Their schools are.
Well, they were fighting over like putting stuff into like road projects and stuff, and there's your money right there.
Hey.
Yeah, just get over it, legally. Nobody cares.
Yeah. I think once they see these numbers, it's going to be like, whoa. So it'd be interesting
the momentum behind
compare it by state, because Washington is also legal.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see what their numbers are.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they're keeping track of every single part of those sales everybody's interested in that bottom line.
For sure.
Oh, I'm sure, including like tobacco companies, because
they got to sell it.
they're in that business anyway.
Now they're seeing that money come.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that was tax alone. Mm-hmm. Imagine the profit you can make off of that.
We already got all these machines that are roll shit.
Hey, we got a bunch of fields.
They make boxes. I mean, just put that shit in there.
There you go.
I guess similar to that, like on the subject of smoking, like I guess Rehoboth just put in like the no smoking ban like everywhere, pretty much, like on the beaches.
Oh, really?
And they've got like smoking areas. They're like 40 yards away from like the beach entrances, and they're like at 25, or maybe it's 40 feet or whatever, away from the entrances to the beach, and then like a 25-foot radius of smoke in, and then if you're outside of that area, they can fine you and all this other stuff. So
it's gonna be crammed with people.
Yeah, I mean, there's
25-foot area
over the summer, like from I think it was like the May 15th to like whenever, Labor Day or whatever it is, the end of their season. There's 20 of those areas, but then in the off season there's only 4 of them.
Oh wow!
So
the thing is, there's more to Rehoboth than just the beach. There's all the streets.
Yeah. Well, all those are
towns off
no
limits,
smoking.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Except inside those areas.
It keeps aims towards getting people to quit or to make it healthier, but it cleans up your air, cleans up your city. You're not going to be flicking your cigarette butts everywhere.
Yeah, I think that was the main goal, was to
they'll have these big giant ashtrays probably in these areas.
It'll just be an ashtray. They'll scoop some sand into it, scoop the sand out. Yeah. That would be the smartest thing. They should just bury like a sieve under the sand, and that's it. These wire mesh thing. They come out, they lift that thing up.
Like kitty litter.
Yeah.
But it's
same thing. It just catches all the butts.
Ciggy litter.
Yeah.
Come out, shake it out.
Gotta stay in that area.
Done. Who cares about putting it out? The sand burns your feet anyway.
Yeah, at that point, it's gonna ignite them. Yep. So that's this whole season. They just put that into effect.
You have a Roku, right?
Yeah. We got that for the upstairs.
They said, I was reading how Comcast is trying to buy Time Warner cable, and Roku is not happy about it.
Oh, why?
Because right now, and you experience troubles with watching like HBO Go.
Yeah, HBO Go is not available on our Comcast.
And they said it's a lot of Comcast. It's not. It's not just like this area.
Yeah.
Certain Comcast it is, certain areas it's not. But they said if you have Comcast, you have trouble with it. No problems with Time Warner if you have Time Warner. Also, Time Warner lets you use it to watch live TV, to watch on-demand shows like HBO On Demand. So you don't have to buy an extra box.
Right.
So you have one box for your house,
and
then you can just put a Roku in each room, sign on, free app, and you can watch TV.
Yeah.
With that. Well, if Comcast buys them up, you can kiss that all goodbye. And Roku's saying that they're afraid it's going to hurt their sales and do a bunch of damage to them.
I don't know. I'd say they'd have a legitimate case then against that.
Against turning it down.
Yeah.
Like you're affecting so many businesses.
But that are they looking to buy, or did they already buy?
They put the bid in.
Okay.
Now I guess it has to go through a whole, price freaking Congress probably has to look at it.
Right.
You're talking on the verge of a monopoly now.
Yeah.
And there's got to be something against it. Their bid was $45 billion to buy Time Warner cable.
Wow.
$45 billion.
Man.
With a B.
That's insane.
And so it's obviously a big company if you're worth that much. But how big is Comcast if they're like, oh yeah, we got that. You got $45 bill.
Well, I think we know exactly how rich Comcast is, because they don't do shit for you, and they charge you out the ass for everything.
Yeah. They rape you at will.
Yeah.
They let you know ahead of time they're going to rape you.
Oh yeah, they're more.
No,
than
they're done. They're like, I told you so.
What'd you think you were gonna get? And then we don't really have a choice. I mean, because in our area, there's no FiOS at all. There's no fiber optic run.
FiOS won't come in. You can't get internet through a Dish network or whatever.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm certainly not going back to friggin' DSL, because that's garbage too. So. Yeah, think about that if you're in another country. You got better internet than we do.
Yeah, we have the worst internet. Some of the worst internet.
Yeah. Never have I wanted to move to like South Korea. We've got like the greatest internet in the world. Well, that's the thing, man. Everything is so interconnected now, but we're so far behind in like infrastructure for both that, you know, and pretty much anything you can classify as infrastructure.
What they should say is, okay, if you guys are going to, obviously Comcast is already the biggest cable provider.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Time Warner's the second biggest.
I would imagine.
Just because they're the only two I really hear of, you know.
Who knows?
But if you're going to buy that up, fine. But you are going to give a better quality of service for what you charge, to the point where you've become this big of a company.
But then again, who regulates that? You know?
Well,
does the government have to come in and do that?
They would have to, yeah. Or create some kind of agency where they do.
Yeah, but see, that's either way. Like,
it's costing them money. But, hey,
well, it's
fucking
costing
do it at
them
their
money,
expense.
but it's costing us more money because we're going to have to pay for that. We're going to have to pay for all those new people that work at that new agency, or
well, see, you got to limit
that
your
administer
costs
that thing.
too. You know what I mean? Like, you can't raise prices for so many years because, you know, of this. If you're doing it for more business, fine.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, if they're spending $45 billion, they know how long it's going to take to get that much money back, and then start earning more. So, but they got to do something, because once you monopolize, if they don't put a regulation on them, they monopolize the industry, and they're like, hey, you know what? Double everybody's prices anyway.
Yeah.
You know, we're not making a group to monitor us or anything, but we're just going to double the prices. Fuck you.
Well, they've got it in the bag anyway, no matter what it's so.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, what they should do is like sort of the same thing they do with cars. You know, they've got like minimum emission standards or whatever that cars have to live up to. So the service, you know, the bandwidth or whatever should have to live up to a certain quality.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, none of this like, well, we send it to you that fast, but then our friggin' nodes hanging in the wires don't translate the
they've been up there for
speed to
15 years.
Put all new fucking lines in, make it super fast. If Verizon can send it to you 10 times faster than that, they should have that capability too.
Yeah. But it's just a matter of like,
you know, Verizon's like, oh, well, ours is faster because you don't share a line. You get your own private line. Well, it's coming from somewhere. It's not coming from the motherboard, you know, up in space and directly down to my house. And
it's not fiber optic the entire way anyway.
Right.
It still shifts it over to, you know, other formats in between. I mean, it's not going right from the source over fiber optic to your computer. Right. It just speeds it up along the process.
So, you know, Comcast can do that too. They just don't have to.
I can't imagine that Verizon has a monopoly on fiber optic cable. I mean, I don't know why Comcast isn't using that anyway, really, to run any new cable.
Yeah, they're still using cable.
Yeah, I mean, do the same thing. I mean, if it's got to switch over at some point anyway, switch it over to coax. Maybe that's what they do. I don't know. That would make sense, because that otherwise you got to go back and replace that at some point.
Right.
I mean, it's not going to stay that way forever. Another 15 years. Imagine like what we're going to need as far as things incoming. I mean,
God forbid we'll still be the last ones to get it.
Oh yeah, you know? Well, you just won't. I mean, it just won't happen until they figure a way to like beam it down with like the G.I. Joe freaking Mats device or whatever. Fucking hell is.
Because I was even thinking a few weeks ago of telling Comcast to go pound sand, signing up with Time Warner. Even though Time Warner isn't in this area. I think the closest to us they are is like Georgia or something.
Okay.
But hey, you know what? Give me an account, and then I'll just buy a Roku, put in my account information in there, and use their cable that way, because you can watch live.
Well, you still need an internet connection.
Oh yeah, I guess I still need the internet from that.
Yeah, because the Roku hooks up through Wi-Fi, and it still needs the internet. So yeah, you could tell them to pound sand for everything else.
Yeah, I could just keep the Comcast internet.
Right.
Fuck their phone, fuck their TV.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, you do pretty much get almost everything through there, but as long as you've got the right subscription. But I don't know. There's just no way around it. They've got it already.
Yeah.
All tied up. You've got no choice.
Corner of me.
It is what it is until something else, some other piece of technology comes out better.
Yeah.
Which kind of along those same lines, I saw this thing like Sony, they were talking about the new Blu-ray discs are coming out with that right now they're going to hold, I guess right now they hold like around 25 to 50 gigs of information.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these are going to hold up to 300 gigs, and they'll be like recordable and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So, and those are supposed to come out by mid 2015, and then from there they're working on more that are supposed to hold up to a terabyte. So Blu-ray technology isn't going anywhere.
No.
It's just only going to get better. So rather than that,
with it.
yeah, I mean that brief period where like we went from CDs to like DVDs, this period should last a little bit longer with things holding like a terabyte. I mean, that'll be good even for us. Like I'll get a Blu-ray writer,
right?
And use that to archive stuff on rather than a drive. But by then, who knows? Those portable drives will be even more storage too. And the average PC, I mean, it really doesn't even come with a drive in it anyway. They just come with USB ports.
And it all depends when it comes out, how cheap they make it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be competitive with.
I know, like the writable Blu-rays they had out just like 2 years ago when they first came out, they were like $25 a piece.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, it's got to be cheap. It's got to be easy to use.
But DVDs were that way at one point.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
Now they're
nothing. You get a 50, 100 pack for like under $10. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
They're also saying that what could help, the fight against the cable companies is a lot of people pretty much watch a lot of stuff on their computer anyway.
Yeah.
Like you said, they hook the computer up to the TV. You have these Apple TVs. You have that Chrome hookup now. And these stations know this. HBO knows this. So they're saying, well, if you're just using your cable to load this app onto, just sign up directly through us.
Right.
We'll charge you $5 a month, and you just watch anything you want online.
Are they doing that?
They're talking about it. I guess now it's really starting to become a thing.
Yeah, they need to do that because.
But they said they are looking into that, and what they said that'll help is it'll finally be here where you decide what channels you buy. It's only going to take one channel, because if I'm giving HBO $5 a month, I guarantee that's more money than they get from Comcast for me hooking up. And once all these channels see that, they're going to be like, oh, well, hell, we'll all do it.
Well, that's where, Comcast is probably trying to act as fast as they can.
Right.
To get as much out of it as they can, because they're going to start losing out once that comes around, and you start buying these tailored, TV stations, basically.
Again, you're going to have to still keep their internet.
Yeah.
But that'll be it.
But hopefully that would rise more like internet-based companies, like companies that are just internet providers. Hopefully they would make a comeback rather than getting cornered out how they are now. When you have these individual providers giving us, fiber optic cables and stuff where we are, where we need it. And then, that would leave Comcast swinging because they've got all these rights to these stations. Once that goes away,
done.
Yep, they got nothing. Hold the bag. Justice. But I'm, 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 I'm,
other
There's all kinds of
dirtball douchebags working on that. Look, Bob, we need you to get even douchier.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you got to help us save the company.
Run that algorithm again on how much they'll pay for how much service.
No problem, sir.
Ride it right up to that line.
We'll rape them real hard this time. They got used to the size of our penises. Wait till we bring in the big guns.
Yep.
We'll hurt them once more.
It's all over for them.
Did you hear about the cat that held the family hostage?
What? No.
It's
a cat?
Yes. There's this family. They have a 22-pound cat.
Okay.
That's a big freaking cat.
Yeah.
They have a 22-pound cat. Well, the cat attacks their baby. Okay? Gets pretty violent with the baby.
Yeah.
To the point where the family, the mother and father, pick up the baby and their dog and run in their bedroom.
Huh.
And like hide, like shut the door. So the cat's now at the door trying to get at them. Like, like let me in the friggin' door, let me in the door. And they're afraid they can't open the door. So they're held hostage in their bedroom. I don't know what kind of piece of shit dog they have where it's gonna run from a cat like
know.
that. But again, 22-pound cat, that's a big cat.
But that's a huge cat. I mean, how can it move fast enough to do anything at 22 pounds?
There's a picture of it. It didn't look so much fat as like maybe it's just a big cat.
Like one of those, there's like those Maine Coon cats or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look like a tiger or nothing.
Yeah, but those cats are huge, man.
So the family calls 911 and says, please help. We're being held hostage by our cat. So the operator, 911 operator said, like, she could hear the cat in the background, like, fucking up the door. Like, let me get you, motherfucker, you're mine. Open the door and you're mine. So they send the cops there, and the cops end up catching it.
Shoot it or
well, they caught it with, like, one of their dog catcher things.
Oh, okay.
You know, they went in, and so they're like, what happened here? And the family says, well, the cat does have a history of being very violent.
Why do you even own a cat?
And they have
like
a baby.
Anymore?
And they decided, you know what? We're cool. We got out of the room. We'll keep the cat. And they keep the cat. This cat made all of them their bitch. And they're like, oh, we love you, Mrs. Snuggles, or whatever.
Yeah, no thanks. That cat would be...
Oh, that cat, I would have said, no, yeah. I want to keep the cat, then I would have grilled it.
That's what we did. Like, when we had our baby just a few months ago, I mean, that's what we did. We watched those cats to see how they were going to be around her. And if they did anything...
Oh, one swat, and...
Yeah, and you're gone.
You're gone, kitty.
Are you not going to yield? Is that what it is?
Oh, she looks a little special.
Very lost there, lady.
Oh, she wanted to get over 2 lanes, that's why. 1 lane was not good enough for her.
Sorry about your luck there, pork chop.
Yeah. But, yeah, so...
That's insane. Dude, what? Put on your big boy pants, or, you know, since it has claws, maybe 2 pairs.
Wrap t-shirts around your hands.
And kick that goddamn thing out the front door.
On this shit, you know?
Yeah, what the hell? What? Hostage by a cat.
Or, hey, I've got my baseball bat here in the room.
Yeah, all I gotta do...
You open the door when, you know, Fluffy comes running through, I'm gonna smack it.
Right. All I gotta do is make it to the kitchen where the pans are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't tear you up that bad. But
No.
And even the dog was like, I'm fucking out of here. You know, I'm hiding with you guys.
Yeah, it's hiding in the room with them. That stupid ass dog. Yeah, you buy a bigger dog and a smaller cat.
Yeah.
You went through there was inappropriate ratio there.
You need a 50-pound dog.
Right.
I guarantee Fluffy minds her P's and Q's from now on.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that'll do it for the show.
Yep.
Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at Driver Passenger. You can email us at the Commute Podcast at Comcast.net. You can also check out our Facebook page, The Commute, or check out our website, tocommute.com, TWO commute.com.
All right.
Fantastic.
We'll see you.